And what can you do? You can do what the Great Generation did. My parents' generation, the generation that lived through the Great Depression and lived through World War II. They had seen government fail in peace and war.
Right.
And they didn't trust the government to take care of them. That generation, whether they were Republican or Democrat, it didn't matter. There was a bipartisan view that the government is incompetent, it can't be trusted. We saw them fail in the Great Depression. They weren't able to take care of us then. We saw them fail in World War II. You know, it wasn't, as I said when we were talking off, it wasn't mainly General Patton that won World War II. It was the GIs like my Uncle Joe and my father, Frank Pry, you know, who fought the Nazis, you know, and it was their blood and gore.
They were the ones who
They were the ones through their ingenuity and courage that made up for the mistakes that the leaders of the Western democracies did. And you can do what they did. They had never heard of EMP, but they stored food.
Right.
They had a little garden. And my parents, we only had a third of an acre. The whole thing was a garden.
That's great.
They taught their kids how to hunt and fish, not just for sport and recreation, but for survival purposes. They had a medicine kit and knew how to use it. You know, these are the things that Americans have been doing since the colonial days. Rugged individualism, self-sufficiency. The basis of our modern republic is supposed to be based on a character like that. People who are not dependent on government, who don't look for the government to take care of everything. People who are proud of their self-sufficiency and want to take care of themselves. So in addition to being a common sense thing to protect yourself, to prepare your family for an EMP, would also be good for our society and for the republic to recapture those traditional values of rugged individualism and self-sufficiency in your personal life. And that would go a long way toward preparing the society for this catastrophe, even if the government continues to fail to do the right thing by protecting the grid.
Yeah. Well, I could have you on air with me all day. You are absolutely fascinating, and I appreciate all of your knowledge and even sharing it with all of the Webathon viewers. I'm very grateful for that. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, the feeling is mutual. It is a rare thing to find someone like yourself, so young, you know, who's interested in these issues.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching today's Webathon on Wake Up America Media Network. This is Dr. Peter Pry. Have a good night.